Hi everybody, and welcome to Svetlana's Corner. I have a really cool video for you, or at least a very technical video for you. It's going to be long, just as a warning, but I have to say cool because it keeps you wanting to watch it. Anyway, today we're going to talk about a communication system that inmates in prison use. It's called CorrLinks. So I'm going to give you a little bit of details after you do something for me, because this is a trade-off. So what you're going to do is you're going to hit that subscribe button, because come on, you want to watch my new videos, right? But you won't know when I have a video unless you hit that bell. Ring that bell so you're notified when I post a video, because you're going to miss me. You don't want to miss me. Anyway, by the way, there's something special we do have on this YouTube channel. It's called a thumbs up. You like the video, click thumbs up. Click it anyway, because, well, it tells you that you like me, and I like to be liked. Anyway, CorrLinks or anything else that we go through in prison system is not easy. As an international person especially, I'm figuring this out as I go along. So your comments are greatly appreciated. Leave me as many comments as you can. I'm learning this as I go. So if you know something that I don't know, or if you have any questions or just any comments, I love them. And I talk with my hands a lot, but I love comments, so leave a bunch, okay? So CorrLinks, let's go into that. What is it? So CorrLinks is a system, it was used mainly by federal inmates. And there's a lot of confusion about it because I have a few friends that I've set up with pen pals. And then some of the gentlemen or ladies come back and say, hey, it's not free. It's not free. So it used to be free to send a message to a federal inmate, and that has been changing. So again, I'm using the word send. So for me, as a person on the outside, it's free to send a message to a federal inmate. It is not free to send a message to somebody in the state prison. However, the free thing is changing too. Soon it won't be free, and that's what I've been hearing. So you can correct me if I'm wrong, but the rumors are that it will not be free anywhere. But for now, it is free to send a message to a federal inmate. But if your inmate is in the state prison, it is not free. Unlike my other videos, I've talked about JPay and Securus. CorrLinks does not use stamps. They actually use money, and it's 25 cents a message. So no matter what you do, it's 25 cents here. So they actually use real money, although stamps are also real money. So because you had to buy them. Anyway, so it is no longer a federal only system. That's the misconception. And when I've gone on YouTube and researched a lot, because I didn't know how to use CorrLinks, it kept saying it's free and it's federal only. That is not true. So it's not free and it's not federal only. So check your inmate state. But it's its own system, and you get to see it. It has its own pluses, minuses. Every system does. The inmates, by the way, do not have a choice which system they use, because I've had somebody ask that. I'm not sure how to use CorrLinks. Can I use JPay? No. Sorry. He doesn't, she doesn't, whatever. They don't get to decide what they use, and neither do we as a person who wants to reach out to them. However, I'm going to show you my screen, how CorrLinks works. It's actually very different than the other systems because it is a desktop version only, unless you upgrade to a premier account. I'm going to show you both. You can follow along, and hopefully this will be a little bit easier. So this is what CorrLinks looks like. This is their desktop version of it. So you will go to corrlinks.com, and new users, you would go here to register. It would ask you for your first name, last name, your email, password, etc. Now, something to keep in mind, again, people have used fake names. However, CorrLinks is more picky. That inmate actually has to invite you to his tablet, to his account. So if your name does not match your ID, it will look as fraud, and he won't be able to do that. So I did mention it before, I always use my real name. and that is why. So this is where you would fill it out. Agree to terms and conditions. You do have to be over 18, obviously. All good. Now, I do have a CorrLinks account, so let's go. So you type in your email and your password, obviously. So to use CorrLinks, you do have to have an inmate send you an invite to your email, but let's take a look at that. So once you type in your name and password, this is what it looks like. And CorrLinks is a bit older than JPay. Some people love CorrLinks more than JPay. Some like it less. The inmates don't have a choice. It's whatever is available in that state, that prison, etc. So your basic simple thing is your mailbox right there. So you can choose to do your new message. This is your inbox. This is your messages, draft messages, sent messages. It's very, very basic. Before you can actually do messages, the way that it works is the inmate has to invite you. So you have to give them the email that is associated with your CorrLinks account. So when you set up your account, that email is the one that's associated with it. That is where your invitation will come in. So if you spelt your email wrong or he spelt it wrong, it's not going to make it. A little tip from me to you is check your spam folder. Sometimes those invites end up in spam folder. But basically, if he spelled it right, you got it right, he sends you an invite, it will give you a code that you would enter. You would go to CorrLinks, it would say you have an invitation from this person, you enter that code, and you should be able to write to him in about an hour to 2 hours. So the prison will make sure to authorize you, but they do sometimes check. Anyway, so this is your mailbox, or I should say this is my mailbox, this is my email, etc. So you click on new message. It's very simple. You add your recipient. I have a few here. For example, I'm going to choose mine. A lot of the inmates that are using CorrLinks, they don't have a DOC number. They have SID number. Same thing. It's an inmate number. As you can see, I have a balance here. Each message costs 25 cents. So you have to put your subject in here and your message in here as well. So if you want the inmate to answer you by handwritten letter, make sure that you put your address in here, because obviously they won't see it. They'll only see whatever you wrote. And then you would click send. You can also save it, and that would be in your drafts folder. The drafts folder only stays for a short amount of time, so yeah, somehow that's not always great. You do have quite a long message to fill out here. I believe it's 3,000 characters. I don't know. It doesn't even say. I'm going to just cancel that. Obviously, you have quite a lot of messages in there to do. So let's say you do have a message. You can always start a new one, or you can reply. And it tells you, so out of those 3,000 characters, whatever many were used, I have 12,576 left. So that is what I would reply to. And then that person can reply to that and so forth. So you have a long thread going. So again, every message, whether it's one character or 12,000 of them, it is 25 cents per message. So you can always check your sent messages as well. So recharge my account. So again, you have to put in your information here, your country, and you can add $10, $15, or $25. And then it would charge your account. You can use your credit card, etc. Account management. So you can manage your inmate list. So I have several inmates. I can do it by correctional agencies. Obviously, it does federal prisons, but it does some state prisons as well, and it will list the ones that they do. So you can have your inmates in certain boxes or certain order. I don't have that right now, but some people like to organize that by an agency, by an institution, etc. So for me, in this case, it has Oregon. Right here, I want you to notice this. Email alert. Make sure this is on. So when an inmate sends you a message, if you don't have this checked, you won't get an email saying you have a message from this person. So if you don't know that, you won't know you have a message. And I've actually had somebody that said, I haven't heard from this person in weeks. It was like 3 weeks or something like that. And that's because their email alert was not turned on. So they were not notified. So unless you're sitting here checking your messages on your desktop, you won't know the message is there. So please make sure your email alert is checked on if you want to be notified when that person responds to you. At the same time, if it's somebody you don't want to be notified, take it off. Right here, you can always block that inmate. So you have that availability as well. So right here, manage your group. So yeah, you could definitely manage and put your inmates into different groups. You have up to 1,000 inmates you could have on your list. Edit my contact information. So you can edit your information. You can do different ID if it comes up. Let's say if you moved. That's important. If you do have phone calls or videos with that person, you need your current information. My account history. This will tell you everything, when you paid, how many messages you sent from there to there. Remember that for anybody using JPay, for example, your messages are there for indefinite amount of time. Some on me seem to disappear, but with CorrLinks, you only have so many days. I believe it is 10 days. I will get back to that. So reset my password. You can cancel your account. You can fully cancel your account. One thing that I like about CorrLinks is that if you have money in there, like I have $20 sitting there, if you cancel your account, that money will be refunded on the card it came from. So if you completely cancel your account, you'll get your money back. So that was account management. Premier account, I'm going to touch on this in a little bit. Let's just go through others first. Send money to inmate, just like every other system. You can send money to the inmate using Access Corrections account. I don't have that set up because I don't use that, but this is what you can do. Photos. If you want to send photos with federal inmates, you cannot send photos. At least at this time, you can't. With state inmate, you can. So you can't just quickly click on a photo and send it to them. You actually have to upload a photo. You're going to choose a file, name it. It's going to show up in here. That file will be here as file number 1, for example. Once you add it, it's going to be there. So to send a photo to an inmate, you're going to have to choose your inmate. Be careful because it often wants to go to the first person on the list. I've accidentally sent my photo to the wrong person. It happens. And then you're going to choose your photo. I have my Valentine's photo, whichever. You can choose your photo. And then again, it's 25 cents per photo. Another reminder that your messages, your photos are not private. So they need to be approved by the facility. So that prison system takes their time. CorrLinks, I find, takes quite a while. It's about, I would say 2 hours for a small message. The longer the message, the longer it takes. Photos, again, have to be approved. And most facilities are very strict. So anything nudity, anything that has gang affiliations, they're definitely going to reject it. You don't get your money back if it's rejected. So that is one thing about every system. It is not private. You can view your recently sent photos, view your uploaded photos. That's kind of great that way. Again, if an inmate's in a state prison, you can do photos. Somebody who's in a federal cannot receive photos as I found so far. Text service. Some inmates have text service, some do not. You have to check with that specific inmate, that specific facilities. Sometimes you can send them a text, it goes into their CorrLinks account. This may be a whole different thing. I don't use text service because the person I talk to doesn't have that. So this doesn't apply to me. Now, again, if this is something you use, please put that in comments. I'd love to find out more about it, but I don't have an inmate that uses that. So now I want to talk to you about this, the Premier account, right here. So I actually just upgraded to a Premier account, and I'll show that to you. It is available on your App Store or your Google Play. Now, we've talked about different system. If you want to watch my JPay video, you can have your JPay on your phone or on your device, but I have it on my phone. CorrLinks does not go on anything except desktop. You have it on your computer. You cannot have it on your phone or your tablet, etc., unless you upgrade to this Premier account. So if you want to have a Premier account, it's going to cost you extra. Now, Premier account, it's not too bad. It is $6 for a year. That's 50 cents a month. It's not bad. I just upgraded it. You can tell this was upgraded on January 30th, 2022. So I have till 2023. I have a full year. So I wanted to try it out. And honestly, I actually really like it. So I will give you a lot more details about this. So Premier account, first of all, if I wanted to check messages from my phone, so my mobile device, I have to log into the website, and it takes a long time, and you have to actually check the CAPTCHA part where you check all the boats or all the trains, etc. So because I upgraded to the Premier account, I don't have to do that. That was really annoying. I hated that, so it eliminates that login. It notifies you when you got a message. So on my phone, it tells me when I got a message. I really, really like that because the email I found is always delayed. Sometimes I have a message, but I get that email about an hour after that message already arrived into my CorrLinks account. I don't sit at my desk and wait for the message. So it's really good if you're on the go. I really like that. I'll get notification on my phone so I can read it, I can reply to it, and I'll show you how it looks on my device in a little bit. So it's just more convenient. Normally right here, it tells you retain your messages for 60 days instead of 30. So all the messages that you have on your CorrLinks account, you have 30 days and then they're cleared out. So CorrLinks wants to make sure that they have space. So after 30 days, they clear out that message. Here, you got 60 days. So if you want to hold on to messages longer, that's great. If you own multiple devices, you can attach up to 3 of your mobile devices, so phone, tablet, etc., to your account. Right here, when I mentioned it eliminates the CAPTCHA on the mobile app. I hated CAPTCHA. I love this part so much. So this is pretty much the Premier account. A lot of people have asked me what a Premier account does, and it would actually show you that it was done on this phone on the last activity day, and you can switch the languages from English to Spanish. So now I will actually show you what it looks like on my phone because I did upgrade to the Premier account. I'll show that to you on my phone. All right, so CorrLinks right here, we were discussing the Premier account. So when you download this app, normally you'll get nothing. So you have to subscribe to the Premier account, which is $6 for the year. Like I said, it's about 50 cents. Well, it is 50 cents per month. It's not too bad. It's not fancy. It is as plain as you can get, but you can have it on up to 3 devices. The Premier account is that when you click on it, it opens right away and it gives you your account. So right there, it tells you your name, what your balance is. And you can actually do your notification settings as well. You can be notified how you want to be, and it'll give you a notification as soon as that message arrives. It tells you your financial balance in there as well. And then, of course, your messages. You have your inbox, sent messages, and drafts. Again, you can't send photos from your mobile version, but it's a lot handier. So that is your CorrLinks on your mobile device. That's the Premier account. That's what you will get when you subscribe to the Premier account. It is optional. You don't need to, but that's what it would look like. All right, everybody. So this was CorrLinks. I know it is way more complicated compared to what you might think with other systems, because it doesn't seem to be as common. I don't know. Some people think it's complicated, but I hope that this helped you a lot. Again, leave your comments in there. I would love those. So we've talked about JPay and Securus in my previous videos. Go back and watch those if that's what you're using, or if you're like me, you've seen that. I have all of them on my phone. I talk to a lot of people. Welcome to my world. So now you know what CorrLinks does as well. And I have that on my phone as well, including the Premier account. So for my next video, I'm going to do something a little bit more fun. And you're going to have to make sure you're notified to see what that is. If you have any suggestions of what you want to see, put it in the comments. Can I say that again? Put it in the comments. Anyway, thank you for joining me. Have a good day. Bye.